All right, thank you everyone for joining us today for today's spotlight session. Today I have Giovanni, who's the owner of Habitat Roofing and Siding, who's going to give us a little bit in depth on, things about roofing and siding that we may not know about, some common issues, some advice he can give us about, when we're speaking to our own clients, and just a little bit about his services and what he does to help real estate agents also help, homeowners and things like that. He's been doing this quite a while, and from the sound of his business where he is now, it's grown exponentially over the last year. So thank you, Giovanni, for coming on today. I really appreciate it. The floor is all yours.
All right. Good morning, everybody. So I'm Giovanni. I've been doing siding, roofing, and windows, not windows for so long, but siding and roofing for since 1999. I worked with new construction for a while, but I turned into residential after a while. And as you probably know, I ran into a lot of crazy things over these years. So I put a little compilation of, pretty much all failures that we see over the last couple of months. Couple different types of materials and why they fell. So it's not like a 2 hour
I'm
presentation, but
having the same problem this morning. I'm with you.
every morning, every morning it happens to me. That's crazy. So I'm gonna share my screen. I'm gonna go through some of the mostly known failures that we see during jobs. I picked the worst jobs, you know, to make it easier for you guys to see it. So let me get the share here. Uh, right there.
Hey Lawrence, wouldn't it be great if everyone put their video up? How cool would
That
that be,
would be
right?
nice. I would love to see people today.
I would love to see people. So I would say, I don't care. Lawrence and I don't care if your hair's messed up, you didn't put your makeup on. I know Lawrence didn't do his eyeshadow today either, so that'd be kind of cool. So I appreciate that, guys.
Can you guys see the screen right now?
Yes.
All right, so this is a house that's been neglected for probably 25 to 30 years. As you see on the side of the house, you see mold everywhere. Um, I put a little circle where if you open it, this screen a little bigger, you're gonna see that siding is buckling.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you guys can notice that.
Mm-hmm.
So that panel, it wasn't nailed properly. So this is the first sign that this siding is gonna come apart. It's gonna buckle a little bit, and next picture I'm gonna show you is the siding is gonna pop open, and then probably next fall or winter you get some heavy winds. This is when this thing is gonna start to blow off. So this will be the next picture. If you look at into the little thing, you're gonna see the panels unlocked already. Uh, I don't know how noticeable, how big is your screen over there?
No, we can see it.
Yeah. So that thing, these panels are locked about like this. So they're not nailed properly. They're gonna come a little loose, and over the years, it's gonna make this. This is what you're seeing over there. Then now this thing is loose. If you get a 40-mile window on that thing, it's just gonna blow right off. So a lot of people don't notice when you walk around, but guarantee a 40-mile wind's gonna take this thing right off the wall. And it's gonna probably take another a good section with it because it's all the rest of the panels are connected from now on.
So what starts to cause that? Like, what is the underlying cause of something like that?
So this is probably a 40 to 50-year-old siding. Uh,
Mm.
when you lock these panels, you have to pull them up with your hammer and make sure they lock really tight. If you don't do it correctly, that panel is gonna be loose from the day one. They also stretch the expand and contract every year with the heat and cold. So every year they get a little loose. They move the nails a little bit. It's a very fraction of an inch every time, but over 40 years apart, those nails are going to start to come loose. Um, the panels are going to stretch, they're going to come close again over the years. If it's a little looser than it's meant to be, it's going to come apart. So if you don't use the correct nails as well, uh, If they're too short, they're not gonna hold into the substrate enough. In a couple of years, they're gonna come out. The only problem with these things is it's really hard to tell until they actually start to show on the outside or
Hmm.
you pull it off the wall. This is the whole thing about siding and roofing. Uh, it's a little hard to see things going from behind the scene.
Hmm.
Like this is an obvious one. Uh, let's say that siding has been there for probably 40 or 50 years. So that little contraction, they never maintain the house too. So if you look at this picture, you see mold everywhere. There's like plants growing all over the place.
Hmm.
They took this out, but that means nobody's ever looked at this siding for since the day it was installed.
Hmm.
So this can be prevented, you know. You can go there and re-nail these panels and they go back into the spot. But these moved so much already that it's like there's a no return for this point. Same thing with this. So if you go, even if you try to put this panel back together, you already moved so much around that we have to take the whole wall apart to fix it.
Hmm.
So if you see something like that over there, this is most likely you're gonna have to have your siding redone, or this is just gonna blow off. Since
Hmm.
it's all the same house, right here, if you look at the front, all the soffits came apart. The gutter's falling off the house. This is a very obvious one. I'm gonna show you another couple ones that it's a little more subtle. So if you're gonna go and look at this house, you're gonna obviously see this. There's no way to miss it.
Can you explain what a soffit is for some of our newer people that are looking at houses?
All right, so the siding is what's on your wall, the flat walls. The soffit is the overhang section that extends from the roof. So it'll be the horizontal part right behind the gutter. I don't know if you can see my my cursor from the mouse or now. No?
Hmm. We can see it.
Yeah, so that section over there that's laying flat is the transition from the roof to the wall. This is a soffit line. Same thing down here. This is called a cantilever soffit between the first and second floor. Um, yeah, these are the only two sections in the house you're gonna find it, and the gables. So all overhangs that extend past the house is called a soffit. Uh,
Thank you.
yeah, the trim behind the gutters will call a fascia trim. So the siding soffit on the other way, there's a fascia and the gutter installed to the fascia. So same thing with that gutter. Nobody ever looked into it. If you zoom it in, you see that it's falling off the wall too. If somebody paid a little attention to in the past couple of years, you put a couple of other screws in there, and they'll be taking care of it, and that gutter will be still working fine. But nobody paid attention to this house, so everything started to fall apart. Those soffits too, somebody paid attention when it first came out. You can just re-nail it to the house, but this is a little bit of an extreme case. This is very visible. We'll get into a little more detailed ones where this is the stuff that you're gonna miss when you go look at it, or you're just gonna look at it and you're not gonna be able to see it. This is another example of so this is we're going from vinyl to a wood shake siding. These wood shakes are probably 50 to 60 years old. Somebody have a question there? I just heard something.
Is that still like commonly like do you see people still like installing those on homes?
For wood shakes, cedar only on really high-end homes because
Hmm.
it's extremely expensive. Um, I think the US you're not really allowed to harvest a lot of cedar in the US anymore, so you have to import everything from Canada now.
Oh wow.
Yeah, and that pushed the prices like 3 times higher than it used to be.
Hmm.
So for a regular vinyl siding house or even the fiber cement one, you're going from 800 to 1200 100 square feet, or let's say $120 per square feet on installed. 12, I'm sorry. For the shakes, it'll be probably 4 times higher, or five actually.
Wow.
So yeah. So just for installation point, uh, for vinyl siding, would charge $200 per 100 square feet. For the shakes is about 750.
Wow.
It's just installation. For the material is about the same difference. So if you go down the shore and you see those mansions, they have wood shakes on it because the people can actually pay for it. It's a really high-end material today. It used to be very common, and in the 70s and 80s, it was very cheap.
Hmm.
Now it's a crazy amount of money for it.
Giovanni,
They had
quick question regarding that. If the house already is in bad shape with the cedar, the transition into vinyl, transition into another material, what that takes since you're already in there here. Otherwise, we can just put the question for at the end.
uh what do you mean to takes
If
it off the
if
house?
the if cedar is in bad shape right now, it definitely needs to be removed or it has to be replaced. What will be the recommended? Because we have a client that it's in that probably neighborhood of the cedar is not in good shape, is no longer good. Now you're giving us the good example that is going to cost them their firstborn child to change this.
Yeah.
What will be the way to go? Plus, what other material will be recommended to do this?
So for wood shakes, you got two options. Uh, I recommend stripping it off every time because you see the shakes here, they're in bad shape. The paint is peeling off. Even if you paint it, it's gonna come off in another 4 or 5 years. If you don't, you can go over with insulation. They call insulation board. It's It'll make the wall flat, and you can go over with the vinyl siding. Only with vinyl siding you can go over with shakes. But you have to make the wall really flat with insulation. You can install it over. The only issue with that, if you have any problems with the plywood behind it, you'll never be able to see it. That problem's gonna grow later. The amount of money difference to strip the shakes is very small. So if you're gonna have like a 3,000 square feet house, to remove these shakes is only gonna cost you like $1,800 or 2,000. The whole siding job is gonna probably cost you around 20. So it's a very
Hmm.
small amount for it. Plus, when you go over these things, it's really, really hard to make this wall straight. So, especially with vinyl siding, you're gonna look around and you're gonna see the panels going like this all the way up through the wall. Unless it's somebody that knows how to do it really well.
Hmm.
My clients, I, 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 I always just strip them off. I won't even consider living on the wall anymore. It makes their job very difficult to work with.
Hmm.
Uh, so the only one is vinyl siding. If you want to go with hardy board, fiber cement, or any other product, we have to strip it off anyway. So most of my jobs are into wood siding and fiber cement. So leaving these things on the wall is not really an option.
Hmm.
So this will be the difference. So when you look at this next picture, this is the siding's done already.
Oh.
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah. So it's a huge difference.
It's a huge difference. One looks all gloomy, and that looks like a nice day out there now.
Yeah. So if you pay attention to the wall, it's completely smooth right now. You don't see any waves into the wall. There's nothing going like this or this on any way there. I
Hmm.
didn't put a picture here where you can see the waves on the siding, but we stripped all the siding off the wall to make that happen.
Hmm.
Biggest deal with this is be able to see what's behind it. So if you have wood wood damage. We'll get to that in a little while. You're not going to be able to see it. You take it off the wall, you can address everything that is behind, especially if you spend
Mhm.
20 or $30,000 in a house. You're not gonna want to leave rotted plywood behind or water damage for just 1,800 bucks out of your pocket. Unless you're really tight on money, this is a no-brainer. You see the difference from one to the other there. I'm gonna email this to you guys later so you can have it, but you know, this is
Cool.
what, yeah. You have any, does that explain the question or, yeah. Always recommend them stripping off the wall unless you're too tight with the money. Uh, so this is a common picture. You're trying to paint over a 50-year-old cedar siding. Uh, I've done the siding on this house because they spent about $50,000 to repaint this whole house. It's a really big house, and 5 years later, this is what happens. This
Hmm.
is what I mean when the paint doesn't hold into the siding anymore. When the shakes come to a certain age and a moisture content on them, there's nothing you can do anymore. This house actually got sanded and primed. They prepared this cedar to the paint, and 5 years later, this is what happened.
Hmm.
And
And they spent 50 grand? That's crazy.
yeah, this is a really big house in Pine Brook. It's I'll show you. Yeah. So this is the front of the house. This is 1/3 of the house actually. That's why they spend so much money. And you see the siding, the paint coming off the wall all over the place.
Oh, I'd be so mad.
Oh yeah. So they didn't go after warranties with the paint or anything. I told them you could probably get something back from the paint manufacturer at least. Uh, I guess they had enough money they didn't want to get involved in it. We end up doing all the windows on his job. All the windows, all the new siding. They spend another 95,000 in it, and that was only two sides of the house. So it's a like money's not really an issue with those people, but if you had to spend 50 or $60,000 on paint job, you definitely don't want this to happen after 5 years.
I agree. Quick question from the chat. How long does vinyl siding last before needing to be replaced?
Vinyl, if it's really well installed, it'll probably go for 50 years. Um, yeah, that's what their warranty. The material will last that long, unless you have like a house that is completely on the sun all day.
Hmm.
Like if it doesn't catch any shade, or you get a wall that gets beat up all day through the sun, it's gonna probably in 30 years it's gonna start to break apart.
Hmm.
Vinyl will last 50 for sure. The biggest issue with the vinyl siding will be those first couple pictures.
Hmm.
It will eventually, if you have anything that didn't get installed completely correct, it's gonna start to get loose and it's gonna get blown off the house. You probably saw in those last couple storms this year, you had a lot of houses with missing siding and aluminum off. Um, yeah, the
Hmm.
material itself will last that long. The installation will be the only issue that will make that last a little less. Overall, it's fine, but I guarantee you in 30 to 40 years, you're gonna have to replace it. Something's gonna happen to it. For
Cool.
the
One more question. How long will it take for poorly installed siding to show? That's a good
oh,
question.
oh my God. Um, so I have a problem. I ran into too much work last year. This year, actually, I hired a sub that I didn't know. Somebody recommended me. Uh, 4 months later, I'm gonna have to go there and do a bunch of repairs already. So vinyl very shortly. If it's badly installed, it's gonna be a problem almost immediately. Yeah. Yeah,
Makes sense.
they installed on the winter, was cold, they didn't have enough spacing for the panels. Now they're too tight and they're buckling all over the wall. I can send you a bunch of other pictures to you guys. I didn't put too many here because it'll be too long. But I can send you a good like 50 or 60 pictures of bad failing siding. The good thing is I'll go back and fix it, but this is what happens when you hire somebody you don't know too well.
Mm,
Um, I'm liable for it, so I'll make sure he gets taken care of it, but it's all out of my pocket now.
right.
Yeah, a lot of these materials will show up almost within a couple months. You'll see it. Depends on what it is. Panels are too tight on almost any siding. They'll show up within 4 or 5 months. If they're just not enough nails, let's say, it'll take a couple years. You have to nail every 16 inches on every siding. If you go a little further than that, in a couple years it'll show off, but you won't know until you get a heavy wind or anything like that. But if you actually really want to pay attention to especially the vinyl, you'll see if you see siding wavy, that's the biggest sign of something's going wrong. For all the other materials, it'll be the seams. All right, so let's jump on the next one. This is the same house. So when you look at the house, you only see the paint peeling off, right? There's nothing rotten or anything. So they didn't properly rake off the windows too. So when you pull the siding off, this is what you're gonna find behind. So this is the plywood. It's completely rotted out. This is actually the insulation on the house, the yellow thing. So when you look at this picture, you can't say anything. It's actually right under this window right here.
Wow.
This is why I recommend stripping the siding off every time. It's not visible, but you take the siding off and this is completely destroyed.
Wow.
So this will be the case. So if we went over with vinyl on this thing, at some point those nails are gonna get loose because this thing doesn't hold anything. And then it starts to come off the wall in 10 or 15 years. Does
So
that?
that's all caused by water damage, you would say?
Yes. So
Like
these windows are never recaulked or
so moisture was getting inside
yeah.
behind the wall.
It only takes an eighth of an inch gap onto that caulking. They probably caulked when they first installed the siding, and never again.
Mm,
They repainted, they missed the caulking again, or we found multiple things with this there. It's a little bit of water over 10, 15 years, it'll destroy a wall.
right.
So with the siding specifically, you can't see it most of the time. You can't see it from the outside. Uh, unless I'll go that. I have a couple slides on how this shows up on the siding at the end. Actually, this next one is a very, very common one, right? This is the same house as well. She's like, "Oh yeah, we had this leak. It's a small leak. It's been here for 10 years. See a little watermarks over there?
Those aren't little.
Yeah." So the same thing. They hire somebody, and they came out. They put a little silicone on top of this is a chimney on top of the deck. This is the bottom part of the chimney. They put a little silicone on it, or they tried to paint the bottom. Uh, Small leak, 10 years. This is the chimney on top.
Whoa.
Yeah, this got completely destroyed. So the way this, yeah. So this is good, the biggest sign for water infiltration on a house. Any watermarks like that anywhere on the walls. The paint peeling off is a good sign that something's wrong with this thing. So a lot of the times this is peeling off because you're getting moisture behind the siding. So you paint and the moisture comes from behind and push the paint out. I don't know if does that make sense for you guys or no?
No, that makes, yeah, well, for me anyway. Does that make sense for you guys?
Yeah, the water's gonna go behind the siding. The siding, that wood is gonna get soaked. It's gonna expel the paint out. This is why this thing's falling all over the place. This is what's in there behind the siding, which is even worse. This is a clear sign from that chimney. Uh, so when you see something like that, people tend to just push it away instead of addressing that problem right away. You'll leave it in there for a year, 2 or 3.
Hey, Giovanni, I
Hi.
have a question. Approximately how much would this repair cost? Just so I have a,
Yeah, I'm gonna show you how the whole process is to fix this, and I got the amount right at the bottom there.
oh, sure, sorry,
Yeah,
sure.
great
Thanks, man.
question.
Yep.
I'm happy you asked that because I have that noted in there. Uh, so this is the start of ripping this thing off. The ply here is destroyed. This is what's holding the deck is not even there anymore.
Wow.
You can actually take this with your hand. I have a couple of video of this I can forward to you guys later. Um, I fell when this was meant to be a video, but it didn't come through through the slide as a video.
Mhm.
This is like paper. You can take it off with your hand. So same thing here. This is when we started to reframe everything again. So
This is all in the same house?
yeah. So
Wow.
this is the top part of the deck. This is the under part of the deck, right? So this is when we took it off. This is after fixing actually. I didn't take a picture when it was completely destroyed. But all this wood right here is the replacement of this one right here actually.
Hmm.
Yeah, this is the wood down there. The pictures are not really that good, but that's the whole deck had to be reframed. Even this piece is new. Um, this is the siding done later, but yeah.
Oh, 7,800 for all that?
Yeah, it was just a little section now. I uh I didn't go crazy on them because I did it. They spent 95,000 on me doing the siding on the other section of the house. This is a little extra, but it took 2 days to do it.
Wow.
So if you address this properly when it started, it will cost you $500.
That makes sense. Hold on, I think we got a couple questions in the chat. Warranty, warranty information for the work and materials. So like I guess what's your warranty for the work and the materials?
So I give 10-year warranties on all my jobs uh, through my labor. Uh, that means for my customers, you can come in 15 years, I'll still fix it if something goes wrong. I give 10 just for, unless somebody gets crazy. For the materials, uh, they change from one brand to the next. Um, so vinyl has a 50-year warranty. Uh, fiber cement has 40. It's a 40-year, and they will replace the whole system, and they pay for the full thing, right? So they pay for the whole thing. I forgot what it's called. It's yeah, Jesus, it had to escape me. LP Smart Side is the biggest brand we use. Actually, that's what we use the most. Uh, they do 50 years, but after 10 years, they decrease the value of the warranty.
Hmm.
So for 10 years or 15, they'll give you 100% of everything. After that, it's like a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5% less per year until it hits 50. I don't know if you guys seen anything like that before.
Hmm.
It's called prorated actually. So vinyl sidings are non-pro-rated. So in 50 years, they'll replace the whole thing still. Most of the time, you're never gonna be able to get the warranties because they'll find a way to get out of it.
Or the company just doesn't exist anymore in 50 years.
Yeah, so they count on these huge warranties or lifetimes because, as you probably know it, average time that people stay in the same house in New Jersey is 7 years.
Hmm.
So people move on, they cancel the warranty, or you can't find who to claim to. For hardy plank, so the fiber cement is a 40-year non-pro rated as well, so they'll cover the whole system. What that means is they'll not replace just what's wrong with it. So when they replace something, they're gonna redo your whole house all the way through. That being said, they're gonna find every single item that they can pick on it. If they find anything wrong, they'll cancel the whole thing. So if you didn't do it sort of flashing properly, it can be one or two pieces, they'll just cancel the warranty entirely. So it's a very good year warranty. If you have one single mistake to it, they're gonna pretty much cancel the whole thing. Um, not on all cases, but fiber cement, nobody knows this. You guys probably know James Hardy Plank. Their product it fails a lot, but they'll never let you know. They actually have crews replacing this thing every day. I did like 4 or 5 of them in a row. Actually, they have one after the other for you. When the siding fails, they have to replace it. Um, they'll never tell you this. Fiber cement requires you to paint after 15 years. They'll require you to paint the siding, otherwise they'll cancel the warranty in there as well.
Paul asked what the name of the company is.
Yeah. So 15 years you have to reseal all the corners and windows, new caulking everywhere, and repaint the whole thing. Otherwise, your 40-year warranty is over. Because
Mhm.
they know the siding is gonna fail. Otherwise, they function really well in the south. Alira up north is too much moisture for this material. I use something else called LP Smart Side. It's a wood product. It's taken all over north in Canada. It's built for moisture. So their warranty is 50 years, but it's prorated, right? So they'll give you 15 years for the full amount. After that, they'll decrease percentage every year until it hits 50. It's nothing. In that case, if they have an issue with the material, they're not gonna replace the whole house as a piece by piece. They're just gonna replace the pieces that are failing. So yeah, it gets a little tricky when you go into the warranty with these people. They're all different. They all have all those, funny language inside where they'll easily write you off. For the LP Smart side, they're really good. If you have an issue, they'll just come and replace it for you. I'm certified installer with these guys, so they rely a lot on me actually. If you start getting jobs that fail or buckle around a little bit, they're gonna take your certification away actually, and they do that a lot.
Oh,
So
wow.
yeah,
So Giovanni, the process is actually to go through your installer first and then go through and then the installer will go after the material manufacturer, or how's the process goes?
yes. So I would recommend go to the installer first. Um, it'll be easier to file a claim to. Like for me, I don't even go to the. I never had to go through warranties at all through any of the materials I've installed. So I'll call the installer first and see what's the real issue with it. Is it an installation problem or is it the material? So that'll be the first question to ask. Also, the time is gonna be your installation that's gone wrong. So that's gonna be on your labor warranty. Probably 99% of the time is gonna be an installation that went wrong. So call the contractor first. If he goes there and say, okay, this material has a problem, then he probably best way, like for me with the LP people, I'll contact my rep and he comes to the job and addresses the issue. That'll be the sequence to follow. If you no longer have the contractor or you bought the house, you can always go directly to the brand. Then that'll be the only way to do it actually.
Hmm.
Does that make sense? Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah, guarantee you 99% of the time is gonna be installation. If there is a problem with the product, it's very, very unique. Like you're gonna see, we had an issue 20 years ago where the siding fell on a collar. So you see like a bunch of white marks all over vinyl panels. So there's no way to be an installation problem. It's a product. That way those kind of things they'll cover up.
Mhm.
They'll cover very easily actually. They'll have no issue at all replacing all the panels.
Mm.
And they'll pay you for the labor as well.
Cool.
So the manufacturer warranty will cover the labor as well.
Oh,
Mhm.
that's good to know.
Yeah. It's a little game in between contractor and manufacturer. It's almost like a relation, it's a relationship where they want you to sell their product and they also have to have your back when the problem really happens.
Hmm.
Um, I've never had a material failure in this 27 years or this one time.
Mhm.
So I've done a few thousand jobs actually. 27 years. Only one failure in 27 years for the material. Everything else was installation.
That's pretty good.
Yeah. So it's very rare. That's why, they will blame the installer every time and they're gonna find a way to nail to it. At the end of the day, I already know how it works, so I make sure my guys install everything best possible. If anything happens, I'll take care of it myself. I don't even bother going through a warranty. Okay, next slide this is how the water is gonna show up inside the house. It's a lot of water here. It will create a bubble into the walls or wrinkle. Is that visible in there? Is, is that visible or
Yeah, that's visible.
so this is let me see if I got a slide. So if you look over here, so to get to this point, normally is a roof leak. The water gets a little farther in quicker from the roof. It will make a bubble on the wall. If you go back to this thing here, right? It will take a long time to go from the siding to the plywood through all the framing to show up inside your drywall from the siding. It's very rare that it will go all the way through. Even if you look over here, it damaged the whole exterior, but in here inside the wall, it's completely fine.
Mm-hmm.
So you rarely see a siding leak inside a house. When you see something like this, it's gonna come from the roof. Yeah, a roof leak will drive a lot more water. Like a little pinhole on the roof is gonna drive a lot of water into the house. Like a 16 of an inch hole will make this damage in like probably 2 hours. Yeah. Wrinkles, you will see marks like these on the ceiling too. that same type of staining. It will show on the drywall, but this is, if you see something like this is a pretty substantial leak coming in. Always on the corners too. So every time it leaks, it will rarely show up in the middle of the wall. This water is gonna run into some corner or some end of the house where it's gonna stop running and it's gonna make into the drywall.
Mm.
Yeah, it's very common. Yeah, that little one over here is the one that is less noticeable. Obviously, I picked an extreme case here where, this thing turned into a bubble into the wall. It will look almost like a balloon. You have to pop it open to get the water out.
Mm. Mm.
Um, yeah, this will be very visible. Any wrinkle on the paint at all, that means you have water in there, or you had it at some point.
So when you see that same type of wrinkle, like I've seen this in homes, but mostly in like kind of like where that second step is, like see that wrinkle at the top there, that little bit of a wrinkle. I've seen
Yeah.
that. That does that automatically mean that there's water damage?
Uh, that means there was bin water in there, or what I would look for in this case, if you just have the little wrinkle, or
Mm-hmm.
like a bump like this can be a drywall that wasn't sanded correctly.
Mm-hmm.
On this case, it was water, obviously, but
Yeah.
you'll show more like this actually, if it's water.
Okay.
So it's a little different from this thing right here to this.
Right.
You're gonna see a lot of these corner pieces peeling off too. It doesn't automatically relate to water. A lot of the times your drywall wasn't done right and it is just peeling off. So this is gonna be the difference, right? If you see that wrinkle like that, it's water.
Mm.
If you see just a crack like this on the drywall, a little crack or something peeling off just like that, it can be just the drywall that wasn't done right.
Mm.
A wrinkle is 100% water now.
Okay. I don't want to walk in the home just scaring people. Yeah, you got water damage with that crack you got there, right?
So most of the times that Giovanni is because the water tend to create a bubble, right?
Yes. So that water goes in between the drywall. It gets soaked up. It has nowhere where to go. So it's gonna bubble the paint out. It's the funniest thing. If you actually see one of those things, it's like a movie type of thing. I can forward a picture. I don't have a picture of that on me. I can look on the internet for you guys later. But it looks like it's a balloon on a wall. And you're like, how the hell is this thing staying in there? And you gotta pop open with something sharp and the water will come right out. It would be like popping a balloon almost, It's not gonna explode, but the water gonna squeeze out. Done it many times. Yeah, a lot of the houses they move over installation too, especially on bigger houses, so they settle a little bit. I
Mhm.
wouldn't, unless you see that wrinkle, I wouldn't automatically translate that into a water leak.
Mhm.
Uh,
But definitely something that's like cause for concern, like something you should probably get looked at.
oh, big time, yes.
Right.
Anything like this over here and this, it's 100% water. The corners of the house, this is where the bed drywall work will show up. They're gonna
Mm.
make a whole line across the gable or especially at the corners. They probably didn't do when they did the tape, they didn't have enough moisture in it and it
Mm.
didn't flow too well, or the house shifted a little bit and it would just peel off. But if you actually look into something like this, it'll be very easy to tell.
Mm.
Uh, you're gonna remember this, and you're gonna see paint coming off the wall. It's water. If it's tape on the corners, it might be just a drywall. It can be both. That means most of the time for the corners is just drywall that wasn't done completely right. If it's something like this coming down to the wall, it's definitely water.
Mm.
If you see straight marks too, I don't have a picture of that. It's actually really hard to see most of the time. It's just as if you drop water on the drywall, you'll be able to see it.
Hmm.
When you see something like that, just go on an angle through the side when you get a little bit of the sheen of the paint off. If you see straight marks running down, that'll be your 100% confirmation that was water.
Hmm.
So this leak was fixed before we got there. It's been there for probably 2 years, and they never fixed the drywall. But it doesn't go back to what it used to be.
Hmm.
Alright,
Hmm.
on the exterior now, a little harder to see things. So right here be a little. These are the stain marks I used to tell people. If you see this, most likely have water behind the siding already. So you don't see any rot here. So you see the over here in this line.
Yeah.
So that trim piece is rotten away already. It's falling apart actually. So you got a lot of trees here, a lot of water. This water is going off the roof like this and landing over here. There is no gutter on this little thing. So every time it rains, all the water from the roof lands over the siding. This
Hmm.
this is like a mold mark, right? It's
Mm-hmm.
always wet. It doesn't dry enough. So 100% if you take the siding off, this whole wall rotten apart.
Hmm.
Yeah. Uh, if it's vinyl siding, it might not happen. If it's any type of wood or anything else, whatever's behind this thing is rotten away too. So this is a good thing to look for when you go to these houses. Little
Hmm.
tray pieces rotten away, the water is getting in there somewhere. So it's a little harder to see when you go around. You probably never look into these things before.
I will now.
It's very subtle. Unless you know you're looking for that, you're not gonna. People just looked into it and see these. Ah, yeah, that it's a little mold, and that's it. This I guarantee you, 100%. This wall is rotten. There's water everywhere into the wall here. You probably didn't make it to the house because it'll take, this same occasion. The water is dropping here. Every rain you got tons of water going right into the wall. In 20 years, it'll take 20 years to show inside a house, basically.
Hmm.
So everything else on the exterior, you'll probably have to take take the plywood off, reframe that wall, and put everything back together.
Well, what a job like that costs. It seems so small.
So it's really hard to tell until you open a wall.
Mm-hmm.
So what I normally do on my contracts, I specify I'll replace any framing or pine at $10 per lineal feet. So I'll cover the labor and the material. We don't really make money on these things. It's more like you don't have to call a carpenter now to give an estimate, right?
Mm.
Since we can't really tell what's really wrong with it, it's really hard to estimate.
Yeah.
You know, I don't like to give ballparks to people and say, okay, this is gonna cost you $1,500, and then we take the wall apart and we gotta redo everything. Now it costs four, and then somebody's really mad at me after that. And
That
then
makes sense.
we also do plywood, right? When $100 per sheet of plywood on a house. And then, I'll take the wall apart, I'll take pictures, show the people what's going on. I'll walk them through what's gonna get fixed and everything. This is what you got. We're gonna have, 5 sheets of plywood on a house, so many 2x4s, and then at least they know it. Even before I do it, but never had an issue when somebody is like, "Oh no, I don't want to fix it," or this way I
Mm.
keep people from not getting a problem with me. You know,
Right.
I don't drive anybody mad. I don't give a rough estimate. I'll give a rough estimate. Or like I'll directly tell them, it's like this is ballpark. I can be wrong. It can be more or less. Once you open, I'll show you what's in there, and then we'll make a decision on how to proceed. I actually run into 4 different jobs this year where I had to reframe whole walls. Um, I can send you a bunch of pictures of you guys later. You have fun looking into this stuff. Another very common one here that you never see it. How many times do you look at your gutter? You see there's white here, and then there's black, and then there's white, right? You see that little gap over here?
Yeah.
So this is that fascia board I told you before. So this is siding. The little thing here is a soffit, that fascia board, and the gutter. This is like what's in here. So that fascia board behind the gutter rotted away because there's an issue with this gutter somewhere. This is actually a part of the wood that is behind, fell off because it rotted out. It's very hard to see again. That's why nobody ever notices these things.
Would never notice that.
Yeah. How many times do you look up to the gutters when you go for inspection?
So, okay, so I'm just trying to understand. So, there's a piece of wood that's between the soffit and the gutter,
Yeah.
and
Oh,
that's what rotted away and is no longer there. So there has to be a piece of wood between the soffit and the gutter, because that's what connects it to the house, I guess.
yes. I should have made a picture of this. I'm gonna do a real quick sketch here for you guys. It will be very easy to tell.
Oh, we get art with this one too, guys. Look at that.
Ah, yeah. I'm good at drawing. It's not gonna be perfect, but you know, you'll be able to understand at least. All right. So am I on the screen?
Yes.
Let me see if this is not gonna bloom. I'm gonna have to zoom this.
You
How do I
probably
move
have to
that
take your
thing?
blur off.
Yeah, if you
Yeah.
blur your screen off, we can
Turn the settings, just no filter on the blur your screen background.
What do I don't use this thing so much.
if you go where your camera is,
Okay.
or where it says more,
More. Okay.
and you go to video and effects.
Video. Why doesn't that show here? I can go to the AI maybe. Oh, it doesn't show here.
Well, all good.
Oh, settings. All right, settings, display and control. No.
Oh, all good. I think I kind of made out what you were getting to.
Yeah,
Try
let me
to
see if I go closer here. Maybe shows. No. Hmm.
somewhat. I kind of get it. It's okay. We'll save it for next
Yeah.
time. At least we know you can draw now.
Ah. Oh, you know what? No, no, our video and effects. I found it here. What do I hit in here? Video,
Where it
virtual
says
background.
backgrounds, you just want to hit no fill.
Oh,
There it is.
yeah. My God.
There
Yeah,
it
I
is.
I suck for this stuff.
All good.
So you see, this is the wall right here, right?
Yes.
Say siding is the wall. The soffit is that flat part. There is a gutter here, and it says a fascia, right?
Right.
So this is the siding. This will be a soffit. The little piece here is called a fascia. This is what holds the gutter up.
Hmm.
It's a piece of frame actually. You screw the gutter into this thing actually. This is what holds the gutter up. So what you see there is
Got it.
this piece is rotten out, and this gutter after that is gonna fall off the wall.
Because it's not attached to the house, right?
Well, yeah. So
Well,
once
attached
that
to the
one,
wood panel that's
yeah.
attached to the soffit that's attached to the house.
Yeah, so that wood is rotting out. Next thing, you're gonna have a little ice over the thing. It's gonna the screw that holds the gutter into the wall is not gonna hold into anything,
Hmm,
and then it's just gonna fall apart.
that
Yeah,
makes
this one is a
sense.
little tricky. Uh, Very hard to see as well. Most of the time, nobody's gonna notice. I don't know, but it's a pretty decent. It's a pretty decent. It's probably gonna cost $800 to fix that. If you were doing something else, if you go in there just to fix that thing, you putting a new gutter up, new fascia, it's gonna go on 2,000-3,000 bucks as well.
Hmm,
Yeah, but when that happens, most of the time, the whole thing rots away. This is actually an issue with the gutter or the roof that the water is dripping behind,
hmm.
and then it just goes away with time.
Makes
Yeah,
sense.
yeah. I knew this was gonna be a tricky one. Um, a roof now. How many times you walk around and you see things like this on a roof?
Yeah.
So all these streak marks you see is all this color everywhere. This is like mold on the roof. This means this roof has been there for probably 18 to 20 years. Uh, the lifeline on it, it's just gone. The shingles have a moisture content as well. So when they start holding the moisture and not shedding the moisture off in a regular timing, these things are gonna start to grow. This is all like I make fun of people like when there's too much of this stuff. I tell them you should call landscaper to mow it off. But the roofing will be really, really hard for you guys to actually notice something, especially because it's not most of the time it's not visible from the ground. You actually have to walk on the roof to see most of this stuff. What you can look for it's things like this. You're gonna be able to see these things from the ground.
Hmm,
Um, you look from the ground and you see things like this. So these are missing shingles up there. They blew off the window that landed in there. Um, this is the only telltale sign you're gonna see from a roof. Or if this is a ridge up here, you're actually gonna see marks of like missing parts of it.
hmm.
This means something came off the roof. It's probably leaking. The water will easily get into these things. Uh, if somebody is smart enough when they sell a house, they will remove all the stuff and fix it before you get there.
Right.
But this will be from you guys to see this from the ground. You're obviously never gonna go onto a roof to sell a house or show your client. These will be the only two things you're gonna be able to see from anywhere. When the calf blow off, you're gonna see the missing part of it here. If you pay attention to this ridge line here, you're gonna see missing something or something shining under.
Hmm.
I don't know how much of a help will this be to your guys.
It helps. I think so because it helps us to identify, those types of problems that maybe our client, people live in houses and they necessarily see the same roof every day for 20 years.
Yeah.
So, or 30 years. So when a fresh eyes look at it, we see something totally different than what they see, and we can point those things out. So I think all this was very, very helpful, very, very valuable. Um, do you guys have any questions, comments, concerns about any of this? I learned a lot today.
Yeah, so the roofing, a lot of the times your roof doesn't have enough slope, so you won't be able to even see these things. But on these cases, you can,
Yeah.
you know. Yeah, any questions? I can forward you guys a ton of pictures from damages and stuff.
Dave also says that you must have nightmares about all the stuff that you see.
Well, I'll be honest with you guys, I used to work for my uncle. Had a huge business, probably the biggest business anywhere on the East Coast.
Mhm.
He has like 600 people working for him. And a lot of the times on this new construction, especially in the late 90s to early 2000s, it was like get it done, right? So we had to do a whole siding job in one day. There was no like coming tomorrow to finish. So that means if you ran out of the house wrap or siding, we'll just do whatever.
Hmm.
That's where a lot of these problems come from. A lot of people used to do the same thing, almost everybody. It doesn't
Hmm.
happen anymore right now. People, everything changed with inspections and everything.
Hmm.
But when you
That's
see vinyl from the houses from the 70s, 70s, no, 90s and early 2000s, a lot of those vinyl pieces and shingles will be coming off already. So 20 years, 20 to 30 years on those are going to be a deadline almost. But yeah, uh, let's say
awesome.
I can send you guys a bunch of stuff. I didn't want to overload this.
No, I think this was great. Giovanni, what's your phone number?
201 232 3233. If you guys have any questions when you in your house showing your clients or anything, you can snap pictures and send it to me. I can answer any questions you have. I I do that with a lot of people. I have home inspectors to call me all the time for problems. They don't know if it's a problem or not. So you guys are free to call me anytime you need. Roofing, siding, or windows, you can just call me. I'm available all the time. Um,
Awesome. Awesome, awesome. Well, I do appreciate you taking out some time to come educate us on everything about roofing and siding. This was very, very insightful, and I got a lot out of this today. So I really, really appreciate your expertise and teaching style of giving us all the information we need. Do you guys have any questions, comments, concerns? Are we good to wrap up?
Thanks, Giovanni.
oh, good. Well, guess I explained everything.
Yeah.
I'm gonna forward this to you guys just so you have it. Um,
Cool.
I have somebody that she does real estate photography all over up here, and she's starting a brand of marketing for real estate people, marketing and branding. If you guys are interested in talk to her, I can send her info to you as well.
Oh yeah, definitely connect me with her. You can probably
Yeah,
have her on for a spotlight session as well. That'd be cool.
yeah.
Awesome.
I asked already if I should say something about it. She's like, yeah, please do. You know, she's
That's
gonna be one
good.
of the guys. If you're interested, I'll forward her info to you later, and
Okay.
you can talk to her directly, same way.
Sounds good. Awesome.
All right.
Well, I do appreciate it. Thanks a lot, guys. I hope you all have a great weekend. Giovanni, thank you again, sir. I really appreciate it.
All right. You too. Great meeting you all.
Thank you
Awesome.
for everything.
All right. Thank
Have a
you.
great one.
I'll any questions, let me know. All right.
Got it. Have a
Will
great
do.
one.
All right. Thank you.